So today I want to make a Holoprojector room, and we'll be doing that using a new thing called an item display. Okay, so we're building a Holoprojector area thing, but why? Well, the answer is something that I have made here in Command Block Survival in a previous episode. This is the chest selector system. So what this does is you can select chests. Wait, here, easier way. So these chests are hooked up to some command blocks, and it allows me to cycle through those chests in the back just by clicking a banner. It's pretty cool. But if you get very many chests, you're like, wait, which box had the plants in it? Is it this one? This one? This one? It's like, wait, I don't remember where it is. Oh, it was back this way the whole time. So we kind of need like a map, like a 3D holoprojected map of this storeroom in the back here. So to do that, we're going to want this item display here to keep track of two things. The position, so like where this chest is situated relative to the other ones, and also what items are stored in here. And we can only display one, or at least that's what we're going to start with. So we could probably just take like the first item and like move that in. Actually, you know what? Let's try that right now. So let's just see if we can take this black stone and put it into this item display right here. So let me make a command block here. If you're not familiar with the whole command block survival thing, basically the idea is that each command has a price, and these command blocks actually have a crafting recipe. They cost an entire redstone block, which sometimes I regret, but anyway. Actually, given how few command blocks we have, we may even need to make some in this episode. Oops, not merge, modify. Modifate? Modify? Yeah, we'll try it. It's not super risky, right? So I need something that can trigger redstone. Like, look at all the buttons. Every time I make buttons and then I only use one, they just get stored in there. It's great. Okay, so, oops, I forgot. I don't need to shift. That's how you break them, by the way, the command blocks. Okay, so this item display should get modified at the, oh, it worked. That is really big though. Okay, so you can walk through it. So it's proper holo projection. That is way too big. I feel like the top of the holo projection is like gonna be this tall, right? Like we want little tiny itty bitty items, you know? Like maybe even 4 items in a single block. So we're gonna need to figure out how to scale that down. So we got a couple of possibilities here. We got width. I don't actually see any other dimensions, so this may be the only thing that controls it. Not sure. We have item display, which could maybe modify how it's displayed. I'm not sure. And then we got this billboard thing, which billboard's hard to explain. It'd be easier to just show, actually. This is gonna be fun. There's more options for billboard than I realized. Okay, so we're gonna hit center. And I think something cool will happen. Yeah, okay, so now it looks around and it faces us always, which is kind of cool. It might be strange when there's like a lot of items. Can we trick it? Oh, kind of. Oh, look, it copies our facing direction, not like our relative position. That is weird. That's pretty cool. Oh, there is a height. I just tried to change the width and nothing happens. That's kind of... Oh, look at this. Scale. Haha. Found it. Okay, so... if we change the scale... What size do you think we need here? This is so cool. It just follows you around. Like, do you think we need half size or quarter? I'm kind of thinking a quarter size because it looks like it's about as big as a regular block. Let's try a quarter. I'll just do 0.25 3 times. It might look funny. Okay, wait. Let's just have some fun with this while we're 1.0. There we go. Let's see what that doesn't do. What? Oh, hang on a second. There's a bracket that opens here. So then it should actually be inside of transformation. Ha! There we go. Look at that. Look at it, so tiny. Oh wow. What do you think? I think it could like actually maybe even go smaller. Because we want what? How many do we want? We want this room to be. Oh, you know what? You probably haven't. You're not. You might not remember. Okay, so let me get some chests. Like there is going to be chests this like filling this entire room all the way over to here actually. Yeah, like right under there. Like there will be chests like everywhere in here. So, you know, it's going to fill up this entire room. So we want a holographic projection that can do this amount, which I'm beginning to realize is a little bit insane. But here we are. Okay, wow. Okay, I guess I should count how many 23. So that's the dimension. So we're going to end up with this crazy horizontal thing. It's important for us to really try and like picture what this is going to end up looking like. Because like if we center it on this light, which is kind of where I'm planning to do it, and we have an 8x4x23, we're going to end up with a really like it's going to be way longer on this direction than it will be the other direction. In fact, this long side will be more than double the length, which could be unwieldy. Cuz like if we're here, right? We're accessing the chest, we're like, "Oh, I don't remember where it is." If we have to go all the way over here to check like the item displayed there, and then we're like, oh, we want to move 2 chests, and then it's like an item over here. Like there's a pretty big difference there. We want to shrink it, I think. I think this size is too big. This is why it's so important to try and visualize things ahead of when you're making them, because we would have just made it and then been like, oh no, it's way too big. So we're catching it early. That's definitely good. Let's have the birch logs be about how big I want it. Yeah, like a square like this. That might be a really tight area to squeeze things into. I don't know. So if my calculation is correct, to fit it in, we would need these numbers, which may not hardly be visible, but let's see. Is this even a reasonable? Oh my goodness. That is itsy bitsy. It's so tiny. I mean, we do need to store a lot of items, so we don't want it to be like really big. This might be all right. That is itty bitty. Well, Okay, forget the numbers. Let's just put a bunch of these things in place and just see what it looks like. That is just minuscule. Whoa, look at the torch. It's so tiny. It's kind of cool. I think that's too small though. Okay, well, what do you think about this size? To me, this is a little more visible. Like I can see in between the leaves. It's really easy to be like, oh yeah, redstone, leaf, fish, stone block. Like I can see stuff far away and tell what it is still. But I think that this is small enough to fit everything. We are probably going to have to extend the Holoprojector to be an extra block on the long side. But honestly, that'll probably make it be proportionally better looking. Because remember, we only need like 8 rows this way. So at this new size, this is kind of what it would look like. There would be 23 items along this way, and then there would be 8 along this way, which means there's going to be gaps that are like big enough to walk through, which is a little weird. So I had a dumb idea. What if we make the scale be proportionate? So if we just scale the x-axis to be 0.766, this should modify. Okay, I was wondering if it would do something else, but this is yep, somebody stepped on all of the items, it looks like. You know what might be easier and fix kind of the wide row problem is actually if we shrink the sides in just a little bit. If we do it at 5 blocks and squish these in, then it'll look something a little more along these lines. So the rows aren't quite as wide. Well, it's not very uniform right now because these things are very finicky to move. I think when we set this up all the way, they're going to get summoned into a very specific location. Okay, I figured out how to make them more visible. Check this out. Ta-da! You can basically set their brightness, sky and like block light, and then it makes them pop out way, 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 way easier. I made them bigger as well because I think I did my math wrong, but yeah, the brightness makes a huge difference. Like, it's so easy to see which items. It makes them stand out against the background too, because there's like shadows here, and then this is bright, so it's like really obvious. Much better, much better. Oh, I have had a terrible realization here. Okay, so we are trying to make this, each item is supposed to represent one chest in here. And this chest is, or this chest room is like, it's going to be full. And I'm realizing that if we want to summon these in, I'm going to need a command block for every single one. I mean, we'd be talking 736 command blocks, which is bogus. We're not doing that. So I think rather than summon them all in, we should set them all up. All 736 of them. I don't know how well I thought this one through. But technically, we only have to set up like, I don't know, 30 or so of them because these are the only ones that have stuff in them. So we'll start there. What I'm getting at is we need some way to turn them on and off. If we're not summoning them, they're going to need to be here all the time. And they're going to need to be unobtrusive when we don't want the hologram to appear. So let's just test with this main one here. We'll make it bigger just so we know which one we're testing. Now the easiest solution I can think of would just be to set the count to 0. So we don't even change what item it is. Oh, it works. So technically it still has the saved data, but then if we just change the count number, which we can do to all of them at once with a single command block, much cheaper in command block resources, and then we just change it back when we're ready. I can find it again. Oh, does it lose its information? Oh, this is why we test things. Oh, it sets it back to Minecraft Air. Okay, so that's bad because remember the whole 736, we don't want to update all of them every time. Basically, we don't want to lose that information. So we need to keep the information but make it disappear. Wait a second, look at this thing, view range 1. How about view range 0? And then we check. Yep, Minecraft Blackstone, count 1B. Okay, so we can make the view range 0, so it basically never draws it, which is probably better on processing and things anyway, if you're never in range to like see it. And then when we're ready, we can just pop it back to 1. 1. 1? Oh, there we go. I have it only affecting a very tiny range, so I have to get like right on top of it. Okay, cool. So that is problem number 347 solved. So now we really get to the meat of the project, because if we want to visually update these and be able to turn them off and like change the items that are there, we're going to need a scanner. And to make that scanner, we'll need one armor stand for the items, which will be this one here. And then we'll need one armor stand for the chests, which will be this one here. And then I'll just set up a way that they basically iterate through the chests together, which will definitely take quite a few command blocks. We should probably craft some, but it's not going to take 736 command blocks, and that's really what counts. So command blocks take iron doors. We're just going to make a few of these on camera, not a lot. Mostly just to satisfy your curiosity if you haven't seen this before. But basically, we can take any terracotta, redstone block, and an iron door, and there's a custom crafting recipe to get command blocks, which is pretty cool. Okay, I figured something out here. So, in this chest, we have deep slate. And by running this command, we should be able... Yeah, okay. So this is the first step of the process. It transfers the deep slate, or the first item in the chest, to the top of this armor stand. It has to be done in 2 steps for some kind of weird reasons, which I won't go into. But basically, it has to be done in 2 steps. So first, we got to put the block on this guy's head, and then we transfer that information to the item display right next to this armor stand, which there isn't one currently, so we'll have to create one. Normally, they'll all be there, and it'll just modify the data. But yeah, so we get this little, oh, you can't even see it. We get this little item here, and it's taking the data from this chest. Oh, I moved the armor stand, but... And then the cool thing is I can just iterate once, which I think this iterates. Yes, it moves over. This is going to be the same item for now because it's not actually updating, but basically this is the process. So then now we have, let me move it out of the way a little bit. So now we have 2 item entities perfectly situated next to each other. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so I just got to iterate through that 736 times, which I don't think is going to be as bad as it sounds, but it could be a little bit. Okay, so everything's reset, so I should be able to just like press this button and it will generate an item display for each chest that exists. Would you look at that? This is already looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, quick check. So it got to the end of the row and it went up to the next one and it set a bamboo. Yeah, you can see the bamboo on its head. So theoretically, yep, there's bamboo. Because it sets the thing and then it moves. That's why it looks off, but it's not actually. So, yep, everything's still going good then. But yeah, you'll notice there's 4 leather hats that are all enchanted. And there's a 0% chance that I have that many leather hats. So, yes. Okay, so we hit the empty ones. This is the last one. So it's not clearing properly if there's nothing here. Easy fix. I just needed one more command to check whether or not there's even any data. So this is our current setup. Let's reset this. This is all of the items we currently have. Yeah, we haven't even begun to fill out the other rows. It might look kind of sad if this is if this is all that's there. We could maybe put like some null placeholders here, and maybe also here, just to keep it from looking empty. I'm trying out barrier, like this is the item display for barrier blocks, but the problem is we actually have barrier blocks because this is command block survival. I made a recipe for it. Oh, I don't have any currently. But I was thinking, what if we try structure voids instead? Because it doesn't stand out as much as the red. So we'll mostly, like our eyes are kind of drawn to the interesting things and they sort of ignore these, which is what we're looking for. And also I think that there's not going to be any chest that has like structure voids as the first item. It'll probably be like barrier blocks or something. So I just got to modify this thing. Let's see if this works any better. Kind of. It's okay, we can fix it afterwards. All right, this is almost certainly overkill, but let's just see what happens. Oh, this is kind of crazy looking. Dude, this is how many items we could potentially be storing. That's so many. We'll probably never fill it up, honestly. That's okay. It's supposed to not be filled up. It's supposed to be, you know, permanent storage. I'm not sure quite why, but it went really high. Our system would only have, what, 4 levels? So it would like stop here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. This is why where did it go? It went off into the wall somewhere. Oh, that's not good. Dude, it's lagging. Ooh, 25 FPS. Yeah, okay, so I think we're better off with just that little section that we were doing. How far into the wall did it go? Oh no. Oh no. I have no idea why it went this way. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't have. Oh, it went to 89 on the x-axis, which is like 50 blocks away. Oh boy. The cool thing is it's actually really easy to get it back. All we gotta do is boop, and it's back. And then I'll just kill all of these display entities and we can have it back to the way it was. Well, bam. 2,000. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I think it's a better option to not just populate the entire list. So the next thing we need to do is we need a way to turn this on and off. And I was thinking it'd be cool if we open this trapdoor and it's like the light from the frog light is like pouring out and making the hologram. And then when we close it, then it's like diffused light and you can't see the shapes. You know what I mean? So if we can track the trapdoor opening or closing with a command block, then we can just run all this stuff every time we open it. And that should be pretty cool. The tricky part is there are command blocks right there. So we don't want to interact with those. Maybe we could just put one here. Now, if this is going to work, I'm gonna put some redstone down. So let's get some deep slate bricks because they take longer to break. This redstone comparator though, it should go on when it's open and off. Wait, give it power. Oh, phooey. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's on, off, on, off. Ha. Okay, so then we can have the light there still. Because, I mean, we could do like an observer or something underneath it. Now we can trigger all of the other stuff, and I'll just copy paste all that, and then we can see how this looks. So that's all copy and pasted. And all of the items are invisible. And what should happen is they should come into display one by one. Exactly like that. Oh, look at that. Ooh, I like that. That is so cool. Now we have a reference sheet, so we can be like, you know, if we look in here, this is the prismarine crystal. And we would probably organize these to have better representatives. So like maybe the ink sac would go there. Let's regenerate this. Yeah, so that's the ink sac one. So we're like, oh, okay, so there's rotten flesh to the left. There's iron to the right. Oh, wait, that's ender pearls. So then that means these two chests are already selected because it just skips over those. So somewhere here. Oh yeah, here's the rotten flesh one. Ah, and here is the glowing iron one. This is a package. That's from a whole nother, that's another command block contraption. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I think in the future, we maybe could set up a way to show the entity selectors. Maybe have it, man, if I added like 12 more command blocks, I could do that right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a lot of effort for a smallish reward. It is still a reward. We over doubled the command blocks, but now it should show which chests are selected. So we know to skip over those. So like the, oh, actually, I guess the red one is already selected. So yeah, so red is ender pearl, red is ender pearl. So we can be like, oh, which one we want? What's a good one? Ah, the skulk. Oh, it's light blue. Technically, there's 2 light blue because we actually have more chests than there are team colors in the game. So some of them had to double up. But that's okay. Yeah, like pink is boat, whatever that is. Oh, this is all the like miscellaneous. And then we got, oh, Blackstone is green. This will greatly improve our navigation, which is the whole point. I mean, this is a map, so I think it is a worthwhile effort, even if it did like double the command blocks. Oh my god, look at this. Just, you don't have to know what's inside. Just look. All of this just got added. It's a lot. I had to add one command block per team color. That's the main problem. So the cool thing about this though is like, if we want to say get enchanted books, we can be like, what's the closest one? Well, the green stone one. So we can just go up one, enchanted books. Very quick access, and it's a super easy way to see at a glance like which ones are where. So I definitely like that addition. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. I really like that effect. That's a really cool holoprojector. Wow. Oh no, I fell down. I should probably cover this up. The nice thing is that this will only get more useful as we add more chests. Because right now we can pretty much have all of the chests selected. But eventually, you know, there'll be some real 3D navigation. I mean, you remember all the items we had before. Oh, and also check this out. Stand somewhere. Oh, yeah, did you see that? The holograms flicker just a little bit. And that's because they're being updated. So they actually get their team removed and then re-added. Ooh, there's another one. It can create a pretty cool hologram flickering effect that makes it look like it's just not quite perfect, which is a really, really cool little side thing. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. That was a lot of work, and it's very worthwhile. I'm going to have to get used to using it, though. You know, looking over and checking and being like, this is the wood chest. Where is that? Oh, over here. So I could go swap it with the stone chest, say. Boom, stone chest. Wow, I mean, item display entities are just crazy cool. I can't believe that we were able to just make a hologram display in one episode. That's insane to me. That is just insane. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Later, later.